You can't deny that hang gliding is exciting, a little glamorous, fairly cheap, and full of novelty. And nor can you deny that in the last 2 years, 5 people had crashed their kites and died. The problem hovers over Shoreham in Sussex, where the Ada District Council are trying to ban hang gliding from this relatively gentle slope called Mill Hill. A local MP wants an inquiry into the safety of the sport, and there's talk of bans elsewhere in the south of England. Mill Hill is the breeding ground of a rare butterfly, and ironically the hang gliders have become known as the poisonous butterflies because of their grace and their deadliness. Neither breed of butterfly is likely to have much say in the real fight. It's between glider men who range from keen to fanatical and residents in the posh area leading up to Mill Hill who don't like the regular disturbance at weekends. More worryingly, Mill Hill drops down to a complicated major road junction where the sight of a birdman swooping by might just shatter the nerves of an already confused motorist.
I think hang gliders are crazy because it's such a dangerous sport. You have no control, or little control, either in the taking off or in the landing. And I personally have seen most unfortunate incidents, particularly in landing, where often a hang glider has come straight into the hillside with a thump, whether there are people nearby or not, or else has fallen foul of an obstacle down in the valley, such as a fence. And of course there was the accident nearby at Devil's Dyke, where an unfortunate glider went into an electricity pylon.
And he was badly injured?
He was badly injured, and indeed has got a bill for his trouble from the electricity board.
But the glider men hang on. Not least Malcolm Hawksworth, an expert who runs the only hang gliding shop in Britain. He sells kites at anything from £200 to £500 each, and he sells lessons and expertise as well. So the Mill Hill site is particularly important to him. It's just right for the prevailing wind and ideal for Malcolm teaching beginners. Malcolm is also prepared, as we found out, to sail very close to the wind. If you've read or seen anything about hang gliding, then you may already have doubts about the safety of the sport. But no film you've seen, no book you've read can possibly compare with the reality of standing on the hillside itself. As you can see and hear, it's very, very windy. In fact, it's gusting up to about 30, 35 knots. And in a few minutes' time, 3 or 4 men are going to leap off this hillside into the teeth of this near gale. I mean, there are ships hove to just over there off Shoreham. They're going to leap out there and soar about at heights up to 300 feet above the top of the hillside. I wouldn't do it at any cost.
Come on, move it!
Malcolm, it looks incredibly dangerous up there, is it?
It's pretty good. Today's quite a big wind. We wouldn't send a beginner up today, but as long as you know what you're doing, you're all right. Because I'm going to turn right now. Watch me. Over we go. Come on, baby, fly.
Malcolm, you obviously enjoyed that, but the objectors, the people who don't like you being here, they say that, for one thing, you're a distraction to passing motorists. What do you think about that?
Well, so's a miniskirt, but they're not going to ban that.
The fact remains that you hang gliders are very unpopular with the local residents here. The council say you're frightening people out for a Sunday stroll and so on. What's your answer to that?
There's no fact remaining there at all. The council make these statements. They have no proof whatsoever that this is generally the case. The Southern Hang Gliding Club decided to prove one way or the other. If we're really not wanted, then we've got no case. So we went around and collected a petition. We got 8,500 Shoreham residents to sign that petition, and 5% only are against it. And I'm sure you can find 5% of any township to be against anything in any town. When you think about it, it's awfully easy just to say, okay, ban it, that solves the problem. It's a lot easier than actually getting it together and controlling it.
Whether it's right for this little coastal basin in Sussex to suffer the exuberance of the hang glider men or not is now a question for the Home Office, who are being asked to approve the new council ban. But man has been flinging himself off cliffs for some centuries now with resounding lack of success. Now that he's found a way which doesn't necessarily kill or maim him, it doesn't look as if the passing fancy of a new bylaw is going to stop him.